So welcome back to episode 2 of Focus Behind the Cloud. Now today I'm joined by Matteo. Matteo's been with us for 12 months. Originally started out on Team EU, but now he's over on Team USA. So Matteo, welcome.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm happy to be here. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So Matteo, just a little bit about you for the audience now, just to get a bit of a glimpse into you, your journey, and how you got to Focus Cloud to start with. So you did a bit of recruitment before, right?
Yeah. This is gonna be my 5th year in recruitment, actually. I used to be, before joining Focus Cloud, I used to be an energy recruiter, and I've touched other sectors, like for example cybersecurity. I did a little bit of ERP systems previously. I did SAP, just a few assignments. My major experience was in energy before joining Focus Cloud.
Awesome. So now you've been a part of the Workday ecosystem for 12 months. How does that compare to kind of being a part of, I suppose, everything else? And now you're not just recruiting little bits here and there. You're solely dedicated to Workday, right?
Yeah. The Workday ecosystem is very unique. To my experience, is the first candidate-driven market I had the pleasure to recruit for, or to work in. What does that mean? Strategies are very different from a market that is more client-driven. Right. When it's about Workday, you've got way more assignment, higher request than higher demand than the actual resources available on the field. So not many candidates are looking, but many companies are looking, basically. Obviously, at the moment I'm solely specialized on Workday. I'm solely focusing on Workday, which is pretty interesting. Workday has this peculiarity that you could recruit and learn about Workday for 10 years straight, and still there will be more to learn and more to do. That's what I like about it. There are new features coming out all the time. For example, back in 2017, I believe it was April, Workday launched a new feature, Workday Extend. Let's call it feature. It's actually let's say it's related to the integration side of Workday. If you want to extend the Workday capabilities of your internal system, with other systems and so on. And just in recent time, we've seen it booming. We've seen many companies looking for people with Extend skill set. Just a small things. It doesn't matter how long it has been around. There is always something to learn. It's an ever-changing environment, so it doesn't matter if you're specific. It's an ever-changing reality. From a recruitment standpoint, I think that's also very interesting. The amount of time that I have invested into learning about Workday and into learning about the market, gave me a fair amount of knowledge. Actually, a very good amount of knowledge, I will say, because you gotta know what you talk about, and especially to support clients with their projects, you gotta know what's the market like, and you gotta know how other companies have done similar projects. Nevertheless, I've got so much to learn, and every day is different.
Yeah, I mean, working obviously in the office with you and the rest of the team in the Team USA, you've got a great team there. Obviously, when you joined, it was a team of, I think, Mike and Michael Evans. Kind of they were on their own, and then Callie joined, and then you joined shortly after. Now, obviously, the team's growing. How have you found it?
Yeah. So I think, to be precise, I think it was first was just Callie. Obviously, Mike's desk, then Callie, then Michael Evans joined, then me, and now there is also Lee. We've got another one starting soon. Wow, this is mind blowing. I mean, obviously, I think in Workday, being a recruiter in Workday is, it's a very competitive market. It's a tough market. You gotta have some serious skills in order to be successful in Workday. It's a high risk, high reward kind of recruitment. The whole sector in general. And then I think about the team lead of the North American team, Mike Mortlock, which is a brilliant recruiter. I mean, let's face it, he's a brilliant recruiter. He's a good manager in terms of people skills. He knows how to deal with each and every one of us. I mean, at the moment we're 4 in the team. We're going to be 5 soon. And we all have different personality, 5 including Mike, of course. We all have different personalities, and somehow Mike managed to have a different approach to each and every one of us. But then at the end of the day, we're all successful. Under his lead, everybody becomes successful, which is great. But anyway, it's I think Mike deserves the success that he's receiving. I was it doesn't come as a surprise that his team is expanding, and I'm sure that before the end of the year we're gonna have 2, maybe 3 more recruiters.
Yeah, no, it's good to see the teams grow the way they have. Obviously, the US team only being one part of a much bigger plan, I guess, so to speak. But so obviously, since you've been here, we originally started in Crawley. Now we're here in Brighton. The whole team relocated to Brighton. We've been here just over 5-6 months now. Moved in November.
6 months, yeah.
So how have you found it? Yeah, how have you found it since we've moved down?
Well, I live in Hove. Hove actually, because it's the posh area. I just found out recently. I was talking to some people. We were on a night out, and I was like, "Yeah, where are you from? Where do you live? Where are you based?" Obviously, I'm not from the UK. I'm Italian. You can probably the accent
didn't give it away.
Yeah, people is like, "Yeah, you must be from Birmingham or Scotland." I'm like, "Oh." Joke right there. But anyway, so just recently I was talking to these people, and I'm like, "Yeah, where are you based? Where do you live?" Like, I'm in Hove.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hove, actually." I'm like,
what is that?
What was that? Apparently Hove is the posh area.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So okay.
Mate, we'll be neighbours soon once I move down there, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks. So yeah.
You're going through a relocation. I don't envy you.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome. But back to Focus Cloud and Workday, right? So yeah, obviously moving down from, I suppose obviously you were in Crawley originally. You commuting an hour and a half. Now we're in Brighton. We've gone through some significant growth. How have you found it? What do you think has changed over the last year or so?
First of all, the location. Thank you. Like I remember when I started, and I did it for nearly a year. I gotta say, from March till November, I was commuting every day. Because at the begin we didn't have, when I started, we didn't have the flexibility that the company is giving us right now. This is actually one of the obvious development of the internal structure of the company. But anyway, I was traveling. It was an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes each way, and it was pretty tough, especially when I moved into the US team. I remember it was starting at 11 a.m, finishing at 9 to 10 p.m. It was a long commute. Sometimes you have delays in the train, just like it's just too much. Still, I gotta say, transports in the UK are pretty good. But anyway, so when the company started growing, and then everybody decided to move. This was starting from Lloyd, and then obviously Joel, Mike, and Simon, and Nick. I think was a common choice.
Yeah.
And they decided to move to Brighton. I think that was between all the signals. I think that was the moment that that truly shaped the mindset of the company.
Yeah.
Like, we're changing. We're going into a much bigger office, a much fancier office in a location like Brighton that will give us opportunity to expand and to have and to give some to give some unique selling point to the company too. Like, this is the moment that we're gonna go big. So the relocation has been expensive. It's been in terms of time as well. It's been quite of an effort. I know you guys, you and Callum especially, you've been working weekends and day and night. You've done an amazing job as well.
More Callum than me, but yeah, we did well. Shout out to Callum.
AC.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously since then, we've seen the introduction of the 9-day fortnight, much more flexibility in terms of how we're doing. Obviously, a lot of the guys in the Brighton office do come from either Crawley or in some cases Reigate and further afield. Yeah. So that flexibility's got to be there. But I guess from a kind of company culture kind of point of view, we've seen that flexibility introduced. How does a flexible Friday work for you?
So I like to work anyway. So first of all, let me explain the Flexi Friday. This is actually the first time that I work in an organization that allows its own employees to have an extra couple of days off paid every month. which is brilliant. Now, the concept behind Flexi Friday, and I think that's what's really smart, is you can, like, a couple of Fridays a month, you can choose to have it like as an extra, let's say a relaxed day or a completely off day off. It can be an extra day off or a couple of extra days off. If your week has been good and if you achieved your if you had a good week. I wouldn't even say if you achieved your KPIs, because another shifting in the company is the concept that there is behind the KPIs, which has become, I think, much more mature. The companies, obviously, we've always looked at quality and it's within a certain level, or certain limits, also the quantity of the workload of everything, but like right now, those kind of conversation have become more common, especially when talking to Joel and Mike.
Yeah.
It's like KPIs are just a number where you can evaluate your own success, but we're not basing our the evaluation solely on KPIs. So you can have a week with relatively low, let's say average KPIs, but you can have good results. I mean, obviously, if you have low KPIs, man, you're not going to have good results. So this is, you're not going to make a deal out of one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, you're doing your work for like 2 weeks' time or 2 or 3 weeks' time. Especially in the US market, things turn around within 2 weeks. Yeah. So if you're doing things 2 weeks ago, that's going to come to fruition in 2 weeks' time. Your interviews, your CVs out or whatever. So you're going to start seeing that turn around in a couple of weeks. So therefore, you're always working a couple of weeks in advance.
Yeah. But you gotta also understand that it's a high competitive market. This needs to be kept in consideration. It's a high competitive market. There is a lot of competition. None of them good as we are. Most of them not good as we are, which actually is very good for us. There are some brilliant
there are definitely some brilliant recruitment companies out there.
Some very good. I'm talking about Workday specifically.
Absolutely.
There are some very good recruitment organizations out there. There are some recruiters though that are doing this job only for the paycheck. This gives a better reputation to recruiters, and I'm actually kind of upset about it, because it's a beautiful profession. I mean, money wise, let's face it, I think this is one of the highest paid job that you can have in your 20s, and you can truly build a career out of effort and not out of titles, which is great. And I think it's just beautiful working in an environment that basically is pushing you to learn and to improve yourself and to get better and better every day. And there are recruiters they don't see the dream, they don't have the vision, they just need to make money, which is fine. But then obviously you create a certain idea behind the recruitment, which I don't agree. Like in this company, especially in this office, I know in London office is the same, but I talk by experience because I work with these people. Like there is no one in the office that is average, or that is just working for the paycheck.
Yep.
Like everybody is unique in something. Everybody has obviously a skill set that are better in certain areas. But everybody is aiming for excellence. And a lot of recruiters do. A lot of recruiters don't.
Yeah.
And so this is.
No, it's true. I think we talk about excellence in the market or excellence across the business. Now, one thing that we've tried to do is obviously bring in the academy. Yeah. So obviously, you haven't been a part of the academy. You've got enough experience to jump straight in. But I think us having the academy definitely adds and helps to especially for the newbies, bring them on and give them that framework for success. Yeah. I know, and shout out to Nick, the trainer, but he's certainly done some great things with the newbies, and even with existing staff, even with conversations that I've had with him, and the management team and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what your personal experiences are, but he's definitely helped me. How have you found it?
My personal opinion is that I think that Focus Cloud is an amazing organization to join if you are serious about your career, if you are serious about professional and personal development. So this is part of the whole development of the company and how the culture has shifted. Like the company has become much more flexible. Something that we have always done, and I've experienced since probably the second week, is that the company really invests into training, into development. We've done that on university. We've done the OXO Academy for personal branding, social media strategy, and so on. and such and such. We've done so many different courses. Now there is the academy, the recruitment academy with Nick, that basically gives you the opportunity, if you come in without any experience, to actually start and to learn. Like literally, you get taught how to do recruitment. You are given a process, which is a lot of recruitment organizations don't do that. You know, they're like, here's the phone, those are the numbers, call them.
Absolutely.
But I see these people that are joining right now that are immediately successful. Like I've seen Evan in London have done his deal within the first 2 months. I've seen these guys in life science, Katerina
and Seth. Yeah, they've had great success.
They are brilliant. I mean, you should.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I'm listening to their calls, man. These guys, they just started recruitment. I'm listening to their calls, and they're like, okay, right, let's talk about the MITs. Let's talk about alignment. What is it you want?
Yeah, they've got good control. They do really well.
And they know about the market really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I think about it is, I think it's an opportunity. I think the opportunity to go in an organization that has a good, a well-established name in the ecosystem, especially Focus Cloud. We are quite famous in the Workday ecosystem globally, and I think it's an opportunity to join an organization like this that gives you the tools to learn and to be successful.
Yeah,
like immediately, straight away.
Yeah, I've got to say, anything I've ever asked for, even in a marketing sense or whatever, Lloyd's never said no. Andrew's never said no.
Yeah.
Whenever I want something, we usually get it. There's usually a good reason why we want something, right?
Yeah.
It's usually to help us make more money. But I think as a business, we're very open and flexible to the next opportunity or what could help us achieve that little bit more, or help us in our day, or even if it comes down to well-being or kind of balance. Those things are there. They're massive.
They're massive. Lloyd, I think I've had these kind of conversations with Lloyd very often. Oh, and by the way, having the CEO that has a one-to-one with you every couple of weeks is also a big game changer, because Lloyd dealing with different kind of high-level business stuff like acquisition strategy and whatever, and still has the time to have a one-to-one with each and every employee if they request, obviously. Talking to Lloyd is amazing. I think another thing that is very worth to point out is the fact that the management team is brilliant. I have conversations with Mike, and he gives me tips and advices on how to deal with the market, on how to deal with candidates, and I'm learning a lot of that. But then you have conversations with Joel, and conversations with Joel are related to lifestyle. So what do you do? What is your routine? And I started, after having a conversation with Joel, I started eating better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I started
definitely
going to the gym.
That's it, mate.
Feeling great.
Yeah.
My life on a personal level spiked.
Why?
Positively, simply because you've got these examples. You've got people that are very successful in their job and in their lives. People that are realizing something, that are very, very willing to share how they reach those success. I mean, I'm talking to Lloyd. Lloyd is an exception. I think Lloyd is exceptional. He's an exceptional human being. It's very driven, very. A conversation with him, and I was like, okay, man. So how many? Talking about performance, right? So okay, man. How many hours shall I sleep? And Lloyd was like. Lloyd was like, yeah, man, I used to sleep 7 hours, but now I don't need to sleep that much. 4 hours and a half, that's how much you need. Yeah. And I was like, 4 hours and a half, man. And he was like, yeah, you know what you should do? You should just start doing it from tomorrow, every day. You're gonna feel a little bit drowsy, but after 6 weeks, it's gonna be part of your nature. Do you know what is the crazy thing? That he does it. Lloyd does it.
He does, yeah, he does.
Lloyd wakes up every morning, 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m. when he's having a late morning, and he goes out for a walk. He has his own coffee, he has his own routine, and he's on it, man. He's on it. Every single moment of the day is on it, bro. The guy is big time on it. It doesn't matter on whatever you want to talk about. it gives you advices. We have one-to-one. When we have one-to-one, whether you believe it or not, we actually don't talk that much about Workday. We talk more about life and how to improve. I remember I was very stressed around January. January was was a little bit of a you know of a low period for me.
Yeah, everyone has it, you know, highs and lows.
And I remember talking to Lloyd and talking to Joel, and I changed my diet and started going to the gym, and results are coming. You know, it's nice to feel, you know, as a person, to feel that you're improving personally too.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's massive. It's
Yeah.
massive. So Matteo, just picking up on that point you said there about, you know, Focus Cloud being somewhere that if you really want it, you can kind of go and get it. You know, be serious about your career, and you can really go and get it. Obviously, you're learning from some really kind of successful people in Joel, Mike, Lloyd, Nick, all those kind of guys. So, you know, what is it from your experience that kind of, you know, makes you say that?
As I said earlier, like Focus Cloud gives a lot of opportunity. I think is a great company to join, and you know, it's a very successful company within the ecosystem, a very successful company and well-known name within the different sectors that we work with. But this comes obviously comes with a certain mindset. Obviously comes with you know, with the high management team setting up a certain culture. I mean, it's a fantastic company if you wanna really pursue a career, but there is work that has to be done. Like there is the mindset that we have as an organization is not to be average. Like you can talk to anyone within Focus Cloud, and you can talk about their job, and you can ask anyone. I can ask you this question. I can be like, okay, well, what do you want to be? How do you want to be? What is your plan in terms
Turn
of
the tables? Yeah, absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so if you ask me, you know, in terms of your professional life or in terms of your personal life, how do you want to be? I want to be great. I want to be great. Because why not?
Because why not?
Like the thing is, listen, a lot of people, and this is a thing, right? A lot of people, like you can hear people giving feedback, and there is like this thing that, you know, for Focus Cloud, you work a lot, there are long hours, and you gotta put a lot of effort. I mean, hey, wake up, recruitment is not an easy profession.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to be average, hey, that's on you, that's okay, but in here there is the possibility to do great things. There is the possibility to build big money, to shape the future of this organization that is growing, the possibility to shape your own future. You know? Yeah, I mean, it's, again, money is not everything, all right? I prefer to cry in my Lamborghini than on my bicycle. If
we all would.
If you ask
maybe.
me.
Yeah.
But then you've got the possibility to, and this is the key, you've got the possibility to improve as a human being. You've got the I mean, man, I've had the opportunity to improve as a person massively. If 1 year ago you would have asked me, hey Matteo, what kind of person are you going to be in a year time? No, man, this would have been beyond any kind of imagination.
Yeah.
Beyond any kind of image that I would have had on myself. Like the confidence, the stress management, the organization, the efficiency. Like only talking to these people and breathing, you know, the same air that they are breathing, and living with them most of the day, Monday to Friday, Saturday too, gives you, like, you learn by osmosis. You assimilate those habits that are making them really successful. And as a consequence, right now I sleep better. I wake up always at the same time. I get things done. You know, so yes, there is a lot to do, and yes, I'm not gonna lie, we work a lot. We don't work. I don't think we work like we are the company that pushes its own employees the most in the world. I think like the amount of workload is manageable.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think is anything hardcore. I think we could do more. I think we could work a little bit more in terms of team. I think I could do more as well, but this is the thing. You gotta appreciate the learning curvature. You gotta understand that there is a certain time frame in which you learn and so on. So yes, the company demands a lot from you, but at the same time, it gives you back a lot. You've got the possibility to get the Flexi Friday. We were making a lot of money. We were delivering outstanding results. Here we go, extra days off. We go out once a month, all paid by the company.
What do you do on your Flexi Friday?
I work.
What do you do in your spare time?
I mean, I work during Flexi Friday. It depends. I tend to work less, like maybe 4 or 5 hours, not the whole day. In my spare time, I do many things actually. I've got this big passion of investments. So at the moment, I'm investing a lot in crypto, and I love it because you gotta. I love it because you learn and it's something very real and it's something very it's something happening nowadays. It's part of our history and our present, and is gonna shape our future too. The whole cryptocurrency.
Do you have any NFTs?
I don't really believe in NFTs.
You believe in crypto, but not NFTs.
Yeah, they're two different things. Let me say this. I think NFTs are good if you have a lot of money to spend, and if you have a good network in that area, and if you're passionate about it and you're willing to learn and you have a good knowledge about it, then yeah. Me personally, I don't think it's for me. I don't think that, and especially because I don't think NFTs are a tricky one. I personally don't have a positive opinion about them. But then I know people in the office that own NFTs, and shout out to them if they become rich. I'll accept houses as gifts. But do you invest in NFTs?
I haven't yet. No, I don't even know. I don't know whether I should or not. I don't really know enough. We've got resident experts in Mark and Jonathan and Chris and Nick. Yeah. So we'll ask them. But back to the subject. So now going back to the Workday market a little bit, and kind of your work. Obviously, the last 12 months has changed massively. You've gone from not knowing anything about Workday to being kind of a relatively decent, knowledgeable specialist.
Relatively decent.
Relatively decent, yeah. I mean, if you compare your knowledge to an actual Workday consultant or professional, you might not have the same range of knowledge, but at the same time, as a recruiter, I'd like to think head and shoulders above some people.
You're absolutely right. I will say that being the good thing about Focus Cloud is that we are specialized Workday recruiters. That's what we do. Yeah. We recruit Workday people, many different sectors, different modules and whatever, but Workday people. And I think knowledge is key. Yeah. It's one of the areas where you gotta be very powerful. Knowledge is power in general. When you are a specialized, recruiter, you gotta know what you talk about, and you gotta understand how you can support clients and candidates and so on. So the company is very good in this because they provide us with training. So we get trained by specialized, by Workday professionals. Yep. Very recently we did a whole training on integration. They showed us how to build EIBs and all different things, and then different training. So I think it's the knowledge is key and the process is key too in order to be successful in this particular market. Yeah. Like you gotta be very specific. Relationships are very important too.
Before you go into that, then, so one thing I think any candidate or client they kind of they'll want to know is why would they want to go to someone like Matteo or go to you specifically for their their next role, or if they have a role that they need filling. Why Matteo?
I'm bloody good. I am.
That's it. Cut. Done. No. I'm joking.
Because I'm like, listen. I don't think I'm the best recruiter in the world. I think I'm very good in recruitment, and I think I'm a very good Workday recruiter. I think I understand the market really well, and I have knowledge, empathy, and all sort of different skills that add on top of those peculiarities that are really valuable to both candidates and clients. So let's talk about candidates, for example. It's shocking the lack of information that these people have. Like, it's shocking. They have most candidates, 90% of them, they have no clue of what's out there in terms of opportunities. I speak to candidates all the time. They are consultants. They work in Workday partners. When I talk to them, like, okay, yeah, cool. What is it you're looking for? And they're like, oh, an end client role. It's like, okay, cool. Why is that? Yeah, I work in consultancy. This is how it is, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm not willing to do that anymore. It's shocking. Because then, I like part of my process is to find alignment, all right? I mean, let's face it. If I talk to a Workday professional, probably all my clients wants to see him. If I talk to an integration specialist, a consultant, maybe certified, hands down, I can organize an introduction to 15 different partners right away. Good on my KPIs, probably the candidate is going to get 15 different offers. Happy days for everybody.
It's a lot of offers.
But obviously, hyperbole is there. But I mean, 15 different offers. I think actually for a good consultant is achievable. If you have a niche experience like payroll integration or time tracking.
Skills are in demand, aren't they?
Those skills are very in demand. But anyway, the thing is, you gotta find alignment, because. And this is something I think I'm very good at, and this is something I can truly add value, where I can truly add value into the wider relationship. So, as a candidate, you are looking for more money as the first answer all the time, because people don't know what to say. They're like, yeah, money. They think they can evaluate a potential new opportunity with money. But then you want to go deeper, and you're like, okay, cool, but why are we talking exactly? Only because you want more money. Why you didn't ask your line manager to give you more money? They will give you.
Yep.
If you ask, they will give you, because it's much cheaper for them to give you a pay rise than to find a replacement. That's math. They will give you a pay rise if you want. So why you didn't talk about them? And then you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and you find out things that are pretty personal. Oh, I'm planning to have a family, or I've got my kids. I realize that I'm not spending enough time with my kids. I need more flexibility. Flexibility is a big one right now. I want to work from home, 100% remote. I didn't get the promotion I wanted. My company has been went through an acquisition, right? Times are uncertain. And I don't feel safe working here, or I don't feel motivated. I don't know when I'm going to get my next pay rise. Another thing could be, I'm specialized in integration. I want to specialize in extend.
Yeah.
But my company is not giving it to me. So those are just examples, right? But things can go deeper and deeper and deeper. People that want relocation and so on. So the key is to find alignment. I work with hundreds of different organizations, all focus cloud clients. And they all offer different things. Like, you'd be surprised. 15 different Workday partners would offer you 15 different work conditions. 15 different offers that are different in terms of flexibility, in terms of the economical side, in terms of the career development path. There is variety in the Workday ecosystem, and people don't know about it. So what can I bring to the table? Knowledge. I can bring experience. I can bring my willingness to find alignment between candidates and clients, not just CV matching. I will be looking to find the best option for you. Like, if you're looking for X, Y, and Z, there you go, the company that can give you X, Y, and Z. Another thing is people don't really have notions about the market. Most of the information that people have about companies, the professionals have about companies, are because they heard it, because this is what internet says, because I know someone that used to work there. Yeah, but let's face it, if your former colleague went to this particular company and then he got sacked after 6 months because it was shit, because it wasn't really good, or because it didn't click, then he's gonna tell you bad things about that organization, and this is gonna be your idea about them. Meanwhile, they could be that could be actually your future in terms of organization. I'll tell you a success story that happened to me recently. I was in touch with this candidate. senior manager, so in one of the big four.
Yeah. Okay.
So and basically, I mean, senior manager, certified, many different Workday skills. So proper, how do you call it? A gold nugget.
Yeah, unicorn, golden nugget.
Unicorn. Yeah. I was in love with this candidate, personality, and everything. Another thing that I really liked about this candidate is the fact that they didn't change many companies throughout their own career, 20 years more of career, right? It's just a couple of companies, 3
Sure.
maybe.
Yep.
So that's also is a green flag for me. I like when people don't change that often. There is a certain threshold. If they stay over 5 years or between 5 and 10 years in an organization, I'm a little bit aware of the fact that the guy or the girl, they won't change. Because but then if you get these people to actually be open to new opportunities, then that's where you get the good success. But anyway, so
Yep.
I was talking to this particular candidate, and they were like, I'm not looking for new opportunities right now. I'm not open, but at the same time, I would like to know what's out there. I'm like, hey, cool. Let's have a chat. We discussed. I shared some information, and then I was like, but. Like, what I don't understand is you're not open to new opportunities, but we are talking. So if let me ask you one question. What is that at the moment you don't have, but that you would like to have?
Yeah.
What is it you are seeking?
There was something there, wasn't there?
And then we went through a lot of things, and we discussed about money, obviously. We discussed about the career development. But then something was like, this is like something came out that this particular candidate wasn't really comfortable in that organization. Like they were in the comfort zone, and the moment of realization of being in the comfort zone is what made this candidate understand that maybe it was time to look for a new opportunity. So asking for X, Y, and Z, understanding what this candidate wanted, and then having a very honest, straightforward conversation with them. And I was like, okay, listen, I want to be very, very honest. I've got X amount of companies that will interview you. By all means, you'll get an offer from all of them. Of all those companies, I think one of them is perfect for you. And matter of fact, I think you shouldn't pursue the other. And this is bad for me, because if I can send your resume to 15 different companies, my KPIs are on the roof. So this is
It's not about that though, is it?
It's not. Yeah, I was telling her,
Yeah.
if I can send you to all 15 of them, my KPIs are gonna be on the roof. Do you wanna know what I think? It's gonna be stressful for you. This is not what you need. Of all those companies, there is one that you have to consider. You have to give it a chance. And if they're not for you, we'll go on to the next one. But this one, you have to. Guess what? Interview process starts. The candidate has an interview with them.
Nice.
The client has obviously different rounds of interview. Ends the second round, and they come with an offer. They come with a strong offer, because guess what? They loved her, and she loved them too.
Yeah.
Arrives at the offer, so she's evaluating the offer. Bear in mind, a stronger offer than she was expecting, and then she rejects the offer. She calls me, and she's like, Matteo, I can't do it. I don't think it's the right move for me. So I had other people in the pipeline, right? I had other two more candidates for that particular role.
Sure.
But I was like, okay, listen, I'll tell you what it is. Let's have a call on a Friday. This was on Wednesday. I was like, let me call you on Friday. I'll buy some time with the client. Let me call you on Friday, and we're gonna have a conversation. So I spoke to this candidate and on a Friday, and we went through the reasons why she was rejecting the offer, step by step. It turns out all the reasons she was giving me were actually based out of fear rather than data. Because leaving a company, especially if you've been in your own organization for a long time, leaving it for a company that fundamentally you don't know is scary.
Yeah.
Fear of the dark, right? I was like, okay, that's okay. I want to let you understand I've got 2 other candidates in process. There is no interest in me in pushing you this role. I'm going to get the fee anyway.
Yeah.
But this is the perfect role for you. You're looking for X, Y, and Z. They're going to give you X, Y, and Z. So I'm giving you time. You gotta reconsider that. This is and I was pretty brutal. I was like, I know, like, I understand what you're looking for, because we've been so deep into your motivations. If you don't consider this offer out of fear and not out of data, you're gonna regret it. So sit down, and you gotta really think of what is gonna be your long-term plan in both organizations. You gotta think what you're gonna get out of both of them. Take the fear out of the equation. Like, don't think about the worst case scenario. So that's what you do. It's a fight or flight situation. Don't think about the worst case scenario. Don't think about what could happen. Think about what is going to happen. You know, check your data. Yeah, Monday morning, she calls me, Matteo, I'm accepting the offer.
There we go. Bravo. Happy ending.
Happy ending. And you get this when you find alignment. And she's very happy now. I think, I know that this is a brilliant move for her future, because in the worst case scenario, she's going to have another brilliant company in her resume, you know. And I created a good relationship with a candidate that is going to last for years. And this is another thing, relationship with the ecosystem. That's why I need to find alignment. That's why I feel like I'm good at my job, because a relationship can be made only if you're truly committed into find a good alignment with your candidate and with your clients, candidates and clients, right? So once you create those relationships, clients will keep giving you jobs. Candidates will share market information with you, will share people with you. And so the network, creating a proper network, is what makes the difference.
Yeah. Excellent. Wow, there you go. There you have it. That's Matteo's, guide to recruitment.
Guide to recruitment.
Absolutely smashing it, mate. It's good. Obviously, we've been chatting for 45 minutes now, so let's crack on. So there's a few little bits. So what are you currently recruiting? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
What skills do you need the most?
At the moment, there is a high demand for payroll, Workday payroll, Canadian, US. Time tracking and absence is a good one. I'm actually working on a pretty exciting new opportunity in time tracking and absence that I took on board yesterday.
All in the US, right?
US and Canada. So what I really like about this particular time tracking and absence opportunity is that, the company we're working with is proposing a fully remote business model.
Excellent.
Fully remote, as not just work from home, as zero travels. And it's a very successful Workday partner with a global name, a well-established name in the ecosystem, working on some pretty exciting both implementation and post-production.
Excellent stuff. So if there's anyone out there that wants to speak to Matteo about any of these opportunities, get in touch with the man himself. So just to close the this chat then. So I've got 5 quick fire questions, and it's the question that I'm going to ask every guest that appears on the focus behind the cloud. So this one might be slightly offensive to your Italian heritage, but pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
No, I saw that one coming.
That is insulting.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Coke, okay. Why?
Tastes better.
Okay. McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Yeah?
They have the Big Tasty.
Big Tasty with bacon. Big Tasty with barbecue. It's all out now. Other restaurants are available.
Shout out to McDonald's sponsoring this video.
I wish. I don't know if they're going to sponsor a recruitment podcast, but maybe one day.
Probably not.
So
I
next one.
I don't know if Lloyd would agree on taking their sponsorship.
No, maybe we need a recruitment technology partner to sponsor it. Shout out. So 2 things you couldn't live without: one tech, one not.
My laptop.
Your laptop.
My personal laptop.
Yep.
One not. Can I say books in general, or should I say one book?
One book would be lovely. Go on.
I will say Beyond Order by Jordan Peterson.
Oh wow, there you go, lovely. And I mean, we already went through this. What do you do in your spare time? So you got a day off, no work, no work planned whatsoever.
Depends. I love to go for a walk. I love to play video games. League of Legends.
Yeah.
So just to spend some time. I do investment. I read a lot.
Yep.
I'm actually reading quite a lot at the moment. Beyond Order is brilliant book. How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan, and so on. There are so many good books out there right now. I draw.
You draw?
Yeah, I do.
Oh wow.
I do. And yeah, I think that's it really. I like to go camping too. And a big passion of mine that I'm trying now to find time for is video editing. So I know on my Instagram there are some videos, short clips, but I would like to do proper long video. Yeah, I used to do it, but now I've invested some money into getting some proper professional tools.
Nice.
And courses too. Yeah.
Excellent. So good to hear. Always keen to learn new things, right? Absolutely. Right, so there we have it. That is episode 2 of Focus Behind the Cloud. So thank you very much, Matteo, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
If anyone would like to reach out to Matteo, then feel free. Obviously, he's on LinkedIn, and we will put his details below in the comments on LinkedIn and in the description on any other of the podcast sharing applications.
And like my Instagram page.
Next.